Welcome to PA Timber Goose, another range time video for my Tikka T3X. We're going to fire 40 rounds through the Tikka today, and we're going to fire 10-shot groups and let the barrel cool a few minutes between the groups. So I'll do 4 sets of 10, and we're going to fire some Remington core locks through here and see what kind of groups we can get out of it. It's kind of chilly today, so it'll probably cool the barrel down a little bit. I have my phone here. I'm going to turn the timer on, and I'll time myself and how long it takes me to fire 40 rounds. I don't recommend firing 40 rounds back to back to any rifle, but the Tikka is a very tough gun and the barrel is very rigid. This will be the second time I did this, and it had no effect on the barrel whatsoever. Okay, this might be painful for some people to watch, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of bad comments. But we're going to test out the Tikka and see what it can do. I fired approximately 400 rounds through the Tikka so far. It hasn't let me down since. It's definitely a very durable gun. Very painful to shoot because of how light it is. The only issues I have are with the recoil pad. It's not very soft and it's painful. After you shoot it for a while, you'll get a nice bruise. One box down. How hot's my barrel? It's nice and toasty. All right, 20 more rounds of fire. Got a good pattern at 100 yards. Got a good pattern at 50 yards. Let's see what the last 20 rounds will do, and let's see if our group opens up. One more to go. Well, I think we're at an impasse. I can no longer put a round in the chamber. I think our hot barrel test is done. I fired 25 rounds and I can no longer chamber any ammo. I don't recommend doing this to any firearm, and if you do so, don't do what I do. Take the bolt out, let the barrel cool down. I can no longer close the bolt handle on my rifle. Let that cool down. Let the cold air blow through there. It should take some of the heat out of there. And we'll go take a look at our target. Let's check our time here. 6 minutes and 56 seconds. Hopefully you can see that. And that barrel is hot beyond belief. The chamber is very warm. You can no longer close the bolt and push around into the chamber. Okay, we're going to hit the stop button here. We'll take a walk down there and look at our targets. And we'll give the rifle a few minutes to cool off, and then we'll try to fire the rest of the rounds in there if I can close the bolt handle. You got a lot of bullet holes touching there, one flyer. So I believe I fired 13 rounds at this target. Let's go take a look at the 100-yard target. Very impressive group for considering how fast I cranked all those rounds off. There's two that are outside of the black target here, but there's 3 touching there. There's a few there and a couple there. Very impressive gun. The barrel is very rigid, and most rifles would never shoot that kind of group with a hot barrel. You would get a lot of flyers. I only have 1 flyer on each target, and that's probably for me. A few of these bullets are touching each other, and if I flip that paper over, there's probably a couple that almost went in the same hole. Very impressive gun, and we'll try to crank off the rest of the rounds here. The last time I did this, it took about 3 hours for that barrel to cool off. I had to put the rifle on top of the case because it was going to melt it, so I left it sit on top of it till it cooled down. It's fairly chilly today and the wind's blowing, so it should cool it down pretty quick. And turn it back on. Put my hearing protection back on, and we'll crank the rest of these rounds off. Then we'll go down range, and we'll check our target again. All right, here we go. Box number 2. Yep, still won't close. I think some of this ammo is bad. I think the overall length is too long. I've had some bad ammo before, and this could be a bad round. go through the rest of this box. I believe some of this ammo is out of spec, and the bullet length is a little bit too long. The first one went chamber and the second one went right in. So I'm going to say there's some variation in here. We'll just pick the bad ones out if I can't close the bolt. And our test will continue. Here's our 100-yard target. Not bad. So I'm not sure if this is from the hot barrel, this is for me. But I would say definitely that the heat coming out of that barrel contributed to this. But some of these are actually touching each other. There's one flyer down there. Still an awesome gun. And I'm very impressed with the Tikka T3X. And there are a few improvements. They'll probably make a few other videos about that gun. There's a few things on there I would change and make it better, even though it's very close to being perfect. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost today. Hopefully you enjoyed the hot barrel test, the Tikka T3X with my Remington ammo. I did have some ammo that I believe is out of spec, and I cannot close the bolt handle on it. And I'll look into that a little bit further when I get home. We'll check that in the gauges and measure the overall length in the shoulder. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Really helps the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video today at the range. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost.